It is nearly time for a new season of Formula One. 20 of the best drivers in the world ready to do battle on the racetrack.
Fast cars, glamorous locations, drama on and off the track. Formula One isn't just about racing anymore, it's a full-blown spectacle. The Netflix series Drive to Survive turned handsome drivers and F-bomb dropping team bosses into reality stars. But what's the secret sauce behind this recent rise in popularity for Formula One? Well, buckle up, because we're about to dive into the business model that fuels the world's fastest soap opera. We'll cover the F1 ecosystem, how Formula One Group makes money, the Netflix effect, and the Liberty Media era. Hey there, I'm Bertrand, founder of App Economy Insights. Formula One isn't just about drivers racing cars. It's a complex machine with a ton of moving parts. First, you got the FIA. It stands for Fédération Internationale de l'Automobile. Yes, it's French. The FIA is like the referee, keeping things fair and square. They ensure technical regulation and, more importantly, driver safety. Next, we have the Formula One Group. It's the promoter, hyping up the drama. Liberty Media acquired Formula One Group in 2017. This entity holds the commercial rights to F1. They are the deal makers. They negotiate lucrative contracts with partners to host races, they secure broadcasting rights, and they attract major sponsors. Of course, F1 teams are the beating heart of F1. These 10 teams design cutting-edge cars and field superstar drivers who battle it out on the track. They each include 2 cars with a lineup of 2 drivers. Next, we have the sponsors, the brand ambassadors bringing big bucks to F1 while promoting their product to a global audience. Broadcasters are the ones bringing the action to your living room. They pay a premium for the rights to air races, making F1 accessible to millions of fans. They include networks like Sky Sports, ESPN, and Canal+. Finally, we have race promoters, the local heroes, if you will. They transform tracks into vibrant hubs and create unforgettable experiences for race attendees like the Las Vegas Grand Prix. They are crucial in attracting new venues and growing the F1 fan base globally. The magic of Formula One happens on the tracks around the globe. From the historic streets of Monaco to the futuristic Yas Marina track in Abu Dhabi, each race showcases unique local culture and racing history. And the sport is expanding with a record-breaking 24 races in the current season, with Vegas, the Chinese Grand Prix, and Emilia-Romagna most recently added. So let's look at the financial engine driving the Formula One Group. Here's a look at how they make money using one of my visuals. And if you want to look at it in more detail, there's a link to it in the description. Race promotions are roughly 30% of revenue. Circuits around the world pay a premium to host a Grand Prix. Race promoters include circuit owners, automobile clubs, special event organizers, and even governmental bodies. Media rights are also roughly 30% of revenue. Broadcasters compete fiercely for the rights to air races, driving up prices and fueling F1's expansion. This lucrative scheme includes traditional networks, streaming services, and F1's very own over-the-top product, F1 TV. Agreements are often region-specific. Sponsorship make up roughly 20% of revenue. Big brands recognize the value of aligning themselves with the glamour and global reach of F1. It includes trackside advertising, race title sponsorships, or the coveted status of a global partner. And finally, we have other revenue like ticket sales for events organized by Formula One Group, like the Vegas Grand Prix, Paddock Club VIP access, and shipping logistics for teams. Those cars are not gonna move themselves around the world. Formula One Group keeps roughly 30% of its revenue before factoring its administrative costs. So that's the gross margin of the business. Of note, the company doesn't spend much on marketing. And you know why? Because it's a marketing machine in and of itself. After considering all operating costs, the business had a 12% margin in 2023. The main variable costs are primarily hospitality costs, FIA annual fees, and commissions. But the big one is the payment to F1 teams. It reached $1.2 billion in 2023. According to estimates by Motorsport, prize money goes from $60 million up to $140 million based on historical results, team agreements, and bonuses. Okay, if you like this video so far, don't forget to subscribe. It really helps our videos be discovered for us to keep bringing you more content around tech, business, and investing. F1's recent surge in popularity, particularly in the US, is often attributed to the Netflix docuseries Drive to Survive. It premiered in March 2019 and is already in its 6th season. This visual shows the remarkable impact of Drive to Survive. You see, from 2016 to 2018, F1 Group's revenue growth had stagnated, indicating a potential market saturation within its traditional fan base. The Netflix series tapped into a new audience by focusing on drivers and team principals and their personalities. In 2020, most races were close to fans, but ever since, you can see the rapid growth accelerated, leading to a record $3.2 billion in revenue in 2023, with more races, higher media rights fees, and a surge in sponsorship interests. According to a 2023 YouGov Sports White Paper, Drive to Survive reached 7 million viewers globally, with a third of the viewers under 30. Nearly 1 in 4 F1 fans say the show is a major reason they became fans of the sport. F1's surging popularity hasn't gone unnoticed by Hollywood. A-list stars like Ryan Reynolds, Rob McElhenney, and Michael B. Jordan invested 200 million euros in the Alpine F1 team, netting them a 24% stake. It clearly signals the sport's crossover appeal and growing cultural cachet. Brad Pitt is reportedly attached to a Formula One movie project from the director of Top Gun: Maverick. Apple TV Plus already spent $100 million to secure the rights. A critical aspect of the business of Formula One is its ownership. So let's rewind for a second. In their book, The Formula, Joshua Robinson and Jonathan Clegg detail Formula One's often controversial past before 2017 with figures like Bernie Ecclestone and their questionable dealings. In 2017, Liberty Media, owned by billionaire John Malone, acquired Formula One in a $4.4 billion deal. With a track record of investments in entertainment, sports franchises, this media giant was determined to rebrand and revitalize the sport. And it's not their first rodeo. Liberty Media recently spun off their stake in the Atlanta Braves baseball team. Beyond Formula One Group, the company's portfolio includes stakes in SiriusXM and Live Nation Entertainment, and they just announced a MotoGP takeover. The addition of races in Miami in 2022 and Las Vegas in 2023 have boosted F1's American popularity. ESPN data shows that the average viewership has doubled since 2018 to 1.1 million viewers per race. Looking forward, Liberty Media wants to replicate models like the Super Bowl, essentially turning races into multi-day festivals. The economic impact of the Las Vegas Grand Prix approached $1.5 billion, according to Clark County officials. It looks like the strategy is really working. Of course, it's possible that Formula One will change hands again, with Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund a likely contender. However, Liberty Media CEO Greg Maffei said that an F1 sales is right now not really considered. No matter what, Liberty Media is well positioned for a substantial return on their investment.